that is also 7 individual names.
Oh.
Which means we
Oh,
could see the
right. It sure
cards.
is. It sure is 7 different names. You are correct, sir. There it is!
Hey!
You did it! The madman has summoned the Rainbow Dragon.
Hello everybody and welcome back. My name is Curseof and welcome back to another video and welcome to the final segment of this season's Is This Viable? The community has voted and they like crystal beasts more than cyber angels. And we have this guy named Terramaster here again. He showed up afterwards.
Terramaster? Who's that?
Oh,
This
no.
is Jesse Anderson.
Yes, we got Jesse Anderson himself to come join us for the Crystal Beast segment, of course.
I see you're using my favorite monster, Rainbow Dragon.
Yes, is indeed.
I'm not going to do that the whole time.
Thank
don't
you
worry.
so much. Please don't. But ladies and gentlemen, we are once again bringing you 2 decks. Not 1, but 2. Because I felt like it. And we're going to start off with definitely the better of the 2 decks right here. The best version of Crystal Beast right here. We have what I like to call Rainbow Dragon Slow.
Rainbow Dragon Slow indeed. We wanted to call it Turbo, but that would be lying. So slow it is.
Because, I mean, you don't want to run more than 1 Rainbow Dragon, ever.
Nope.
Right? And, I
Do you
mean...
want to explain why you don't want to run more than 1 Rainbow Dragon? Because if you, even if you were to run a card called Rainbow Gravity.
Oh, yeah, if you pitch Rainbow Dragon for your skill here
Yes.
over here called Crystal Transcendence, you can't summon from grave, ignoring the summoning conditions. It has to be summoned properly first.
Yes.
So,
There you go.
yeah, fun. Great time.
Because we do not have a card or a skill that allows you to summon it ignoring conditions.
Yeah. And yeah, fun times. But
Yeah.
we have Rainbow Dragon here. It is a very, very cool card. It's very, very fun. It is not very easy to summon, so we have to play a lot of bad cards to help facilitate it. So we have at least 1 of every single Crystal Beast. The ones you see in multiples are these are either the really, really good Crystal Beast in Sapphire Pegasus, or the okay second best Crystal Beast in Topaz Tiger. And you just have a lot of bad cards here. A lot of bad cards.
Yep. You also have to play the 5, count them, 5 bad Crystal Beasts. So.
I mean, Amber Mammoth is like, okay. He's 17. I mean, that's like basically all he does. He's 17. But like, you still got to play him in like the other version just as like a name, right?
But like, why are you playing Axe Raider, right?
But yeah, we have you know, Cobalt Eagle here. Good card.
Yes.
Amethyst Cat here, which can attack directly. It only inflicts 600, but it can attack directly. We have Emerald Tortoise.
It does nothing. Don't read it. You don't need to read
it's
it.
a vanilla. And we have Carbuncle, which actually can be good because you can special it off of Conclave. It's just not worth like running normally. But it can come up in very, very niche situations. Kind of just like your boss monster Rainbow Dragon. Rare Value is a great card. And you know what? Let's talk about the skill here. Crystal Transcendence. Terramaster, why don't you tell him what the skill does?
Sure. So the skill is basically almost taken directly from Duel Links. They just decided to, instead of like errating it later, they decided to give it a restriction right away. Now, you know how much I hate restrictions, but this one time it's actually necessary for the skill to not become too powerful later on down the line. And that's that you can only summon or set Crystal and Dragon monsters. So they're giving you space to eventually maybe Rainbow Dragon or some version of Rainbow Dragon be playable with this skill. But they're also making sure that you can't just spam, Moth with it, right?
Yes.
Or whatever you can think of, right? You
DD
can't summon
Warrior.
Jinzo, right? For example. Yeah, exactly. And then you can. So what it does is it speeds up your setup, right?
Yeah.
It thins your deck, which is really good. It takes bad Crystal Beast monsters out of your hand for a purpose, which is to set up your field for your spells and traps, which are all, well, actually really good. You
Actually
have
really
Pot
good.
of Greed. Yeah. Why don't you tell them what makes these spells and traps so good?
Well, first off, rare value is genuinely, like, normally a spell card that is hard to facilitate because you need 2, I won't say or more because this is speed duels, you need 2 Crystal Beast cards in your spell and trap zone to actually be able to use it. But thanks to Transcendence, you very easily get that. Just pitch 2 of your bad Crystal Beasts in this deck, for example, get 2 of your Crystal Beasts, and then send one and pot a green. Sounds pretty good to me.
Yes.
Crystal Conclave is a card that I didn't know existed until yesterday, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it might be the best crystal card we have in speed duels.
Yeah, I mean,
Amazing.
Your opponent swings in, right? You flip this, and you get the special summon after they kill your monster, which is why Carbuncle can be actually facilitated and let you summon back Crystal Beast from your spell and trap zone. It's the only card that really lets it become usable, but yeah.
Yeah.
And the more relevant effect is the fact that you can send this to your graveyard and then bounce a Crystal Beast and bounce one of your opponent's monsters. You guys will see in the replays, this is really good, specifically versus Unions and also versus Moth. It's actually kind of nuts. And setting up your Sapphire Pegasus to keep being used is absurd.
Yeah, it's also really good against just boss monsters in general.
Yes.
Because even if they have some destruction protection or a graveyard effect, you don't care.
That's a
Because
nice
you're
Dragoon
just-
Turbo.
Yes, exactly. Dragoon gets bounced back to extra deck. Opponent will have to polymerization it back out.
Yeah. No, very, very powerful card, and can honestly just keep cycling your Pegasus over and over again. And unlike the other ones, this is just a Crystal Beast card, which means you can use the monster, and it doesn't have to be in your spell and trap zone, which can be very, very big.
Right.
And then finally, we have Crystal Raigeki, which is just spot removal.
Yeah.
Spot removal's good.
It's essentially Raigeki Break, but they did something really cool, which has made it exclusive to Crystal Beasts.
Yeah.
So that Crystal Beasts have something that no other deck has, which is like easy access to spot removal at 3 without like a significant cost, because your skill sets up the cost for you essentially.
Yeah, exactly. And Sapphire Pegasus also just gives you a +1
Yes.
that puts it there for your Raigeki, for your Conclave. So you're not actually spending anything to do these plays, essentially, right?
Right.
Yeah, so moving off into the side deck here, we have a couple copies of Exploder Dragon.
Totally Exploder Dragon.
Obviously,
Because
Exploder Dragon.
the skill does not restrict Exploder Dragon, so if you feel like you need more removal, more of a generic type good card that can like literally suicide into an opponent's monster without taking damage, like that's really good.
Yeah, and a big thing
And
for Exploder Dragon here too is very specifically Jinzo.
Yes. Jinzo, as you can see, this deck relies almost exclusively on trap cards in the main deck for removal. So if Jinzo hits the field, you're in big trouble, and that's where you need the Exploder Dragon.
No, exactly. I mean, if your opponent drops a Jinzo and you do not have exactly Rainbow Dragon set up, you don't have an out.
Yeah.
So
I will say this also, as far as like playstyle goes, if it's game 2 or game 3 and people are side decking Jinzo in the format,
yeah.
obviously try to make sure, do your best that they do not have a tribute.
Yeah, if you let them
to
get
go
tribute
into
fodder
Jinzo.
set up,
Yeah.
you might just lose.
You might literally just lose. So that would be the right way to play that. But yeah.
Yeah, and then just, there's some other side deck cards. And honestly, I'm not even going to go too in-depth on these side deck cards here, because you guys have seen the replay. The only replay that we did here, it was against Moth. And Terramaster, what happened?
Turns out you don't have enough good cards in your deck, because you have like 5 bad ones, like we talked about.
I shouldn't play 5 bad cards?
I don't think so. Not to mention, you have to hard draw Rainbow Dragon at exactly the right time, and I don't think you managed to pull that off.
I know, right? It's almost like game 1, like I had a great opportunity to summon him, but I only play 1 copy. And you shouldn't play more than 1 copy.
You can't play more than 1 copy.
Weird.
Amazing. Crazy how that works sometimes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rainbow Dragon Turbo Rainbow Dragon Slow, pardon me, isn't necessarily the optimal way to play Crystal Beast. But this doesn't mean Crystal Beast isn't viable. Allow us to move on to Crystal Beasts. Just Crystal Beasts. Not Rainbow Dragon Crystal Beast, not Rainbow Dragon Slow. This is just Crystal Beasts, like good stuff, basically, right?
Yes. This is playing all the good Crystal Beasts.
And Amber.
And, just because you need 2 more, because 6 probably isn't enough to facilitate everything.
Yeah.
You throw in the Mammoth, all right?
Well, I mean, if you guys will see the replays going on in the background. Like, I go through this deck so fast with
Yes.
pitching Crystal Beast, setting Crystal Beast, sending them for value, sending them for Raigeki break. Like you go through your resources and your like entire deck just so quickly. So quickly.
It's the thing of like, look, playing 5 bad cards is not sustainable.
No.
Playing 2, if you want to argue the Mammoth is such a bad card, that's honestly fine because it still combos with a lot of your other cards. So it's okay.
No,
right?
exactly.
Besides, if you were to activate your skill, the Mammoth is the first thing you're getting out of your deck usually, right? So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have exactly Conclave, you're not trying to bounce back one of your Pegasus, then you just get rid of Mammoth. Who needs that garbage?
You get rid of exactly. Yeah.
Exploder Dragon is the same thing here, as we explained before, just boss removal, but you actually have room in the main deck because you're not playing 5 bad cards.
Yes. And because your really only normal summon, let's be honest, is Pegasus.
Yeah.
And sometimes Tiger.
Sometimes.
Like, I would say that's an average of 4 to 5 normals between the Pegasus and sometimes Tiger. So in order to have more than 4 or 5 good normal summons, you throw in the Exploder Dragon to give you like, 6 or 7.
Exactly, yeah. And if you don't need it, pitch it.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, it's that easy. Yeah, if you're playing a deck that will be outed easily by your trap cards, then just pitch the dragon. It's fine.
Exactly, exactly. Everything here is like basically the same. It's just not focused on Rainbow Dragon. So you're not spending, as Terramaster put it to me while we were playing, you're not spending your skill card getting bad cards out of your deck. You're spending your skill getting access to your good cards faster and just winning.
Yeah. You're actually spending your skill to set up all of your good cards. You have 9 really, really good cards in this deck.
Yes.
That the faster you set them up and the better your follow-up is, which is where also the bad cards matter, right? If your follow-up is Pegasus or Tiger to a Raigeki and a Conclave, then you're looking really good.
Oh, 100%.
But if your follow-up is a Amethyst Cat, then you're not looking so good.
No, definitely not looking so good. So instead of pitching and putting your bad cards in your spell and trap zone because you don't want to draw them, you're pitching whatever. Maybe you're pitching an Amber Mammoth and you're setting up a Sapphire Pegasus that you're going to bounce back with Conclave and you're going to summon this and you're just going to get your deck rolling from there, right?
Right. And if you don't draw the good spell traps immediately, as long as you draw 1 rare value, you have chance to draw into your traps.
Exactly. You have a 50% chance going second of hitting a rare value that you will always have facilitated immediately.
Yep. The second you see it, you have access to it because of the skill. It's the best skill in the box.
Literally the best skill in the box.
Yep. Because it actually helps a deck be very, very competitive.
It does. It does.
Going
into this card right here, Terramaster. This is actually a recommendation from you and Nightblader. Tell me about this card. I want to know what it does. Why is it good?
So, first of all, it's good because it's chainable to almost anything, right? I mean, literally, like it can start a chain at any time during your opponent's turn. Any time that it's legal to start a chain. Don't make me go into rulings.
Don't make me.
It can chain to pretty much anything. It can activate on resolution of a skill if that's what you need, right? The fact that it's not a battle trap where it doesn't require a specific situation to trigger its activation. All you need is to have 1 beast monster. And hey man, guess what all the crystal beasts are?
Crystal beasts, you say?
Yeah, I wonder what they could be.
Yeah,
so
we have so many beast targets in this deck for this card, and it shuffles. It doesn't destroy. So we don't need to worry about, stupid things like Izana protection, because you just got to put it back in their deck, man.
Yeah. What are they going to do? Search for it again and summon it all over again? That's a lot of work.
Yeah, you have fun with that.
Yeah, exactly. Not to mention, it also destroys a beast monster you control.
Yes.
So what happens when a crystal beast monster is destroyed, dude?
Well, if you read the line of text here, or the multiple lines of text that is in every single crystal beast monster, if this face-up card is destroyed in a monster zone, you can place it in your spell and trap zone.
Huh. And then that facilitates your 9 good crystal beast spells and traps.
Yes, all your good cards, all your good control and Pot of Greed.
Amazing. Truly, truly amazing. Inspirational.
Genuinely. And I actually do think this is going to be the best control deck more than likely. Now Magnus did get a really big buff in Just a Break, I will say that.
They did.
But this is a very, very viable jumping ahead of myself here, but very, very viable control strategy going into this meta. We see it obliterate unions here, just keeping them off of their resources, keeping them off of their fusions.
Yeah, the key again here is literally just what are you going to do with those last 2 slots? Is Exploder Dragon actually the answer? Or is there something even better that we haven't thought of, right? Why don't you leave a comment on if you have better ideas for the last few slots?
Please,
How about
please
that?
do. Please do.
Yeah.
But this is the last episode, Terramaster. This is the last time we get to ask this question. Is Rainbow Dragon Slow viable?
No, Rainbow Dragon Slow is not viable.
Darn it, man.
I know, I'm sorry. It's just, if only the second skill was like, you know, Rainbow Dragon Turbo. But
Yeah,
it's
if
not.
only the last word in that deck was Turbo.
Yes, if only, if only, if only.
Terramaster, what about just Crystal Beast Control? How's that one looking?
Crystal Beast Control is looking very viable.
Very, very viable. Jinzo could be a slight problem, but otherwise, very, very strong deck. Looking good. Looking very good.
Yes, it does have a weakness, but you know what?
That's a good
I
thing.
think most good decks do at this point. That's a good balanced, healthy format.
Please let the deck have a weakness.
Yes, let every deck have a weakness, please. That's kind of how it's supposed to work.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've had 4 episodes of Is This Viable? 2 decks were unplayable, and 2 decks were viable. And
50-50.
both over here on Curse of Yugioh and over on Team JDG, I'm sure you guys will see lots more GX content talking about the new decks, the new archetypes, maybe some staples. Maybe someone's just going to go over the entire set of Duel Academy box. Who can say who, though, right? It might be, I don't know, Team JDG.
Who can say? Who can say? Could be anyone. Could be anyone. Could be someone who's been known to do that for speed duel sets in the past.
Yeah, could literally be anyone.
Anything is possible.
Anything is indeed possible. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the Is This Viable series. I greatly appreciate your support. This series is honestly done phenomenally. Like, so amazing. And I love the support you guys throw at this series. Please keep supporting the channel. Please keep helping it grow. And go help Justice and Terramaster grow Team JDG. I'm sure they would appreciate your support too.
Oh, we would so much. So much.
But for the last time, for Is This Viable, until Midterm Paradox comes out, that's a wrap, guys. Peace.